There's something chilling about a cold case. A mystery that lingers for decades with no justice for the victims and no answers for their families. Even with dozens of investigators working tirelessly, some cases never reach a resolution. No dramatic arrests, no courtroom justice, just nothing. Part of what allows these mysteries to persist is time itself. We're talking before advancements like forensic DNA testing or surveillance technology, times where many criminals slip through the cracks. And even today, as the years pass without progress, it becomes harder to reignite that investigative momentum, revisit and examine old leads and evidence to make necessary breakthroughs to solve these cases. Take the Zodiac Killer or the infamous D.B. Cooper airplane hijacking, two cases that have baffled the public for decades. But behind many headline-grabbing mysteries lies countless families left in agony, wondering if they'll ever know the truth behind what happened. That's exactly what happened to the family of 16-year-old Yvonne LaRue, whose murder remained unsolved for over half a century. Yvonne was last seen the night of November 29, 1972, at a clinic near York Finch General Hospital, now Humber River Hospital, in Toronto. Just the next morning, her lifeless body was discovered 24 kilometers away in King Township. She had been killed by blunt force trauma to the head. With little evidence to go on, investigators made repeated appeals to the public for information and was even willing to issue a $50,000 reward. But despite their efforts, Yvonne's killer was never found, and her case went cold for decades. That all changed in 2022 when police turned to an emerging technology called investigative genetic genealogy, or IgG. Unlike traditional DNA testing, which matches a sample directly to a person, IgG uses genealogical databases to find relatives of a DNA source, eventually tracing the lineage back to the original suspect. Thankfully, evidence from Yvonne's crime scene had been carefully preserved for over 50 years. This allowed law enforcement to obtain a DNA profile and upload it to public genealogical databases. After painstakingly reviewing public records and cross-referencing data, investigators finally identified a match: Bruce Charles Cantillon. Cantillon had a history of violent crimes against women and multiple incarcerations. Tragically, he took his own life just 2 years after Yvonne's murder, leaving questions about his motive unanswered. It's unclear whether he and Yvonne knew each other, but his DNA conclusively tied him to the crime. For Yvonne's family, the revelation brought a long-awaited sense of closure. Decades of pain, unanswered questions, and grief were finally met with justice, thanks to advancements in technology and the unwavering dedication of investigators. As a personal note, I am curious to see the continued advancements in IgG and forensic testing in general for the future, as it holds so much potential in closing unsolved cases, bringing closure to grieving families, and ensuring that the guilty are never truly safe.